Deciding on the perfect theme is one of the most exciting parts of building your Shopify store. There are just so many great options out there to choose from. But while it's tempting to just dive in and start scrolling through themes right away, picking the right one involves more than just aesthetics. And that's why the first thing that you want to do is define your brand strategy. So your Shopify theme needs to instantly communicate what your brand is all about. But before you can do that effectively, you need to clarify exactly what your brand stands for. And that's why locking down your brand strategy must come before picking any theme design. This brand building process entails identifying target customers. So you want to detail the ideal buyer persona, like demographics, interests, needs, shopping behaviors. Understand what resonates most with these ideal customers. And look, I know you may have heard this before and it may be a silly experiment or something that you think like, well, duh, I have it in my head. I know who it is. It's men who have dogs in a suburban area, like that, and that's what it is. Like, why do I need to write it down? And I had these exact same feelings when we just started our agency, where it's like sometimes it felt maybe a little bit silly to sort of write these things down. But trust me, at the end of the day, this is something that you can actually always go back to. And whenever you have any doubts, or whenever you're trying to figure out whether you need to have this sort of headline or this sort of headline on your email, you can always sort of refer back to this. It's sort of like your North guiding star. And this is like, by the way, this is exactly what I talk about in a lot of my other videos. It's like what we're gonna create right now is gonna be that one-page document where it has all this information laid out. So there's no doubt on who your ideal customer is. The next thing that you want to do is competitor research, right? You want to see how direct competitors and leaders in whatever niche position you are, how do they position themselves in the industry? Look for white space opportunities between there. Next up is value proposition development, right? You want to spell out what makes you radically different and the unique value that you're going to provide to your customers. Something else that you want to include within this is the messaging framework. You want to determine the emotions that you want to evoke, claims to spotlight, terminology that you may have, or even any points of distinction. Again, this is almost trying to figure out the content, the guts, the internal elements of whatever is going to go on your website, whatever is going to go on your emails, on your social media platforms, right? And obviously the last one is going to be visual preferences, right? Outlining the requirements regarding the look and feel, right? We're talking about colors, icons, patterns, graphics, your logo, right? All these things need to be in place. It needs to best reflect, right, the essence of your brand. So you want to document all of this strategic brand groundwork before moving into the actual theme. So this will actually help you guide you in scope requirements, as well as allow you to filter options that fit your actual vision for your brand. And like I said before, go to canva.com, create a free account, search for brand kit or brand guideline, and get started with that. It's gonna be a simple one-pager where you can put all the visual information. You can add some of these questions right at the bottom, answer all the questions, and have them for you and your team to kind of go back and refer to this particular document. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We actually drop 2 new videos literally every single week. Now, the second thing that you want to do is actually map out your customer journey, right? To select the optimal theme, you need to map the end-to-end experience that the customers will have. And this actually goes over your traffic sources. So for example, where visitors will come from, whether it's Google ads, influencers, right? Are there any special requirements that you're going to need depending on the traffic source that you select? You also want to figure out entry pages. So key landing pages like the homepage, product page category, the actual product page itself. Are you going to have any blogs on this website, right? Next up is navigation pathways, right? What site architecture and menus will guide them along. A lot of times, you know, with Shopify stores, it's pretty straightforward, right? You have your homepage, you have your collection page, you have your product page, checkout, thank you page, right? It's usually a pretty good, already built for you almost funnel. Now you also want to think about conversion funnel. So a lot of times people think of Shopify stores as the only way that you convert someone if they purchase your product. But really, there's going to be a little bit of lead gen in there, right? There's going to be things where you're probably going to have some kind of pop-up. If you have blog posts, you know, what type of conversion funnel are you going to have within your blog post? You know, at the end of that blog post, are you going to try to capture their email? Are you going to try to actually incentivize them to go purchase a product? Is there some kind of incentive, right, for these people who are coming to your website through the blog, right? All these things are going to be important for you to map out. You also want to think about sales channels. For example, there's sales channels on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, eBay, Amazon, right? Wholesale, retail. You could have sales reps, right? All these sales channels are going to be important, again, for you to map out. And finally, your customers, right? What type of functionality do you want around your customers' accounts? Are you going to do any subscriptions, loyalty programs, etc.? Documenting all of these customer journeys will actually provide you with, one, the technical and the functional specifications for your theme. So a lot of people, you know, again, tend to jump straight into the theme store and start looking for themes, but they haven't even figured out if they're going to do just single products or subscriptions, right? Something like that could be something that's already built in some of these themes, or some themes may be a little bit better to use, you know, for subscriptions versus others. So you'll know exactly what types of designs, templates, and capabilities you need to support each step. And really, the beauty of this is that the more complex it may be, you know, the easier it's going to be for you, because you're going to be able to weed out a lot of different themes and find the exact one that you'll need. Now, not every single theme is going to have everything that you need. You more than likely will have to rely on third-party apps within the Shopify App Store, but I will say there's some newer themes out there that are jam-packed with some great features. Now, the third thing that you're going to be doing is signing up for our website VIP day. Just kidding. If you are interested in us building your storefront in 24 hours, then hit the link in the description below. Now, for real, the third thing is Shopify themes can range widely in terms of cost, right? So there's actually a lot of good free ones out there for like the Dawn theme that we've talked about extensively in this channel, or some premium themes that could run up to $400 or $500, and you know, it can get a little bit pricey, right? You want to definitely factor in other customizations, and the budget will grow even a little bit higher than that, right? So to make the financial trade-offs crystal clear, you need to define a set number that you're willing to invest. And you got to think about things like, yeah, the theme purchase cost. So what's going to be the maximum amount you're going to be able to pay for the base theme itself? And that's not with anything else, just the base theme. Then you got to think about customization add-ons, right? Funds that you have available if the theme actually will require additional things. More than likely, you'll probably find someone on Upwork, Fiverr, Shopify Experts, or you can hit us, you know, in the contact over there, and we may be able to help you out. You also may want to think about migration support, right? So if you're not starting from scratch, maybe you have your store somewhere else and you're moving from, let's say, Wix into Shopify, there's a bit of a process there that you may not want to take over by yourself, where you may need to set aside a little bit of that budget into moving your store over. And obviously, lastly, the apps, right? Each app will have more than likely a monthly payment attached to them, right? If they're the good apps that actually provide great support, more than likely they're going to add a monthly fee to your Shopify bill. Now, by outlining your budget connected to the actual goals that you want for your theme, before actually searching, you can actually filter options, you can match funding, and really just get, you know, the end result a lot better and faster, and you will sort of alleviate some of these headaches. Now, armed with your brand strategy, your mapped out customer journey, and the design budget that you will need, you now have everything you need to assess themes very carefully. And sure, it may seem a little bit repetitive to do a lot of this upfront work, but actually doing this is going to save you time and money, and like I said, a little bit of those headaches. Now that you have these things, let's go ahead and get ready to shop for your theme, right? You want to use this process as your evaluation checklist. So number one, brand strategy alignment. Does the style instantly communicate your desired positioning? That should be their number one question with that. Number two, customer journey support. Can the theme deliver on required templates, navigation flows, etc.? Number three, budget affordability. Does the theme stay within the minimum maximum spend guardrails that you set out for yourself? Now, with those checkpoints clear in your criteria, you'll discover the perfect Shopify theme a lot a lot faster. And if you really want to speed up the process, then watch my current ranking on Shopify themes next.